and he's going to tell us a little bit about the church.
Does the black could be like that one?
Yeah.
You have different words.
Yeah.
Different words. All right, we have to start this as Bishop Fulton Sheen used to start his programs, not with a prayer, but with a joke. So, some of you will get this. When I was a kid, I went to a Jesuit high school. I went to Loyola High School in downtown LA. And at one point, when I was a senior, I thought, you know, it's an interesting lifestyle. I think maybe I'd like to join the Jesuits. And then I thought to myself, you know, I'd really rather remain Catholic. Any Knights of Columbus here? Knights of Columbus. All right. Okay, well, good morning, and it's great to have all you folks here. Originally, this parish was to be known as St. Bridget's, but the name was changed to St. Raymond's. And what's interesting is that before the church was built, there were actually 3 pastors here that came and went. It was the third one, though, Father Hanley, who really got things going here. The bishop of the diocese, this diocese now is part of the Diocese of San Bernardino, that back then, and this is about 1950, it was the Diocese of San Diego. So the San Diego diocese came all the way up here through Amboy and even farther north. In fact, I was thinking about this when I was thinking about the talk last night, and this actually is true, this part, unlike my other story. When I was a kid, we used to go up to Mammoth a lot. And I remember the area codes. The area code for Los Angeles was 213, and for San Diego, all the way up to Mammoth Lakes was as I recall, was 760. It was all just those couple of area codes. And Santa Barbara was 805, and later, yeah, these are the 714. Now look at how many area codes we have. And it's kind of like that because of the expanding population with the Catholic diocese. They've split up into different sections as you get more and more people. So this, of course, is no longer the Diocese of San Diego. It's the Diocese of San Bernardino. And it was through their archives that I got a lot of the information that went on the plaque, which isn't behind me. So I can imagine as I'm going through the information from the diocese, what it must have been like for that first pastor to come on out here, and this is my pastorage here, my parish. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Well, there were about 40 families here, and they went essentially all the way from Ludlow all the way along 66, the little communities that we've investigated through our Clamper trips, our Vituscans and our Hemis and other trips, all the way down to Cadiz and down through all the way down to Essex and even farther. All those families, you know, they're scattered around, and at that time, if I'm not mistaken, Chubbuck was still going down over here to our southeast. There was a community there with a number of Catholic families, and they had nowhere to go to Mass. So at first what happened was Roy was kind enough to donate an unused house. And nobody knows exactly where the house was because obviously all of that is gone. You have to imagine Amboy in the early 50s had many, many more houses and even businesses right in this area and across the street as well. So one of those houses was used for Mass. And Father would say Mass at 6 in the morning and at 8 in the morning. Got a little crowded in there in that little house, so it was decided that they would build a church. Just like with everything, when you're in a parish, you got to kind of come up with your own money and your own resources for this sort of thing. And the bishop of San Diego, his name was Bishop Buddy, which at first I was confused because I said, it says Bishop Buddy. Wait a minute. It was a weird play on words because it sounded like the bishop was somebody's buddy. But that was I went and looked it up to confirm, but that was his last name. Bishop Buddy gave his approval for the parish up here. It was the third pastor, Father Hanley, who came up and really got the program going to build the church. He came up with a design for a cinder block church, for a rectory, and for a little grotto here for Our Lady. The Madonna itself has been removed years ago, but the grotto itself, that's the stone right there in front of the fence, for that to be built. Father Hanley came from Chicago, and I could imagine his coming all the way from Chicago, probably the biggest archdiocese in the country, full of Irish Catholics there. and coming here and again looking at all of his new parish, which in area was probably 3 times the size of his old parish in Chicago, but had just a fraction of the people. But with the assistance of the wife of the superintendent of the salt mine over here, Father was able to get money from the Catholic Assistance League back in Chicago. Every summer he'd go back and ask for more money, ask for more money. When you're a pastor, you got to be really good at asking for money. And they were able to build a church here. Now, over its lifespan from 51, that's when it became St. Raymond's, from St. Bridget's to St. Raymond's. The church had 9 different pastors up until 1972, and 71 or 72, of course, Interstate 40 was put through, and as they say, it was like a faucet being turned off on Route 66. The traffic just simply disappeared. And
here before the ark, asshole.
He was on the ark.
welcome to Ludlow. Woo! That's all I got, thanks.
That's true.
The bustling metropolis. This was, believe it or not, a rail hub of the East Mojave Desert. He had 3 railroads here.